Hi friends, it's Brittany Lincoln Papyrus and welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing with all of these die cuts. So you may be thinking right now, wow, that is an out of control pile of die cuts, and yeah, it absolutely is. But I got these at on AliExpress, and I want to say some of them I only paid like $2 for a whole package of them. Some of the other big box stores, they cost quite a bit, and so I stocked up. And I have to tell you, with craft supplies becoming so much more expensive these days, I'm looking for things that I can actually get some good use out of. Instead of buying whole sticker packs and packs of embellishments, I'm looking for supplies that will last me years so that I can make my own. So I think this was well worth the investment. So let's stick around, let's start making some die cuts, and I hope to give you guys some great project ideas for embellishments that we can make for our junk journals. So speaking of adorable projects that we can use our die cuts in, look at this. I die cut a leaf and added that to this sewing pattern skirt for these paper dolls I made. If you're interested in learning how to make paper dolls from magazine images, I did a video on this recently, and I will include that in the link above and in the description box. So first order of business, I'm just going through these die cuts. I'm specifically looking for die cuts that I can implement into the remainder of my spring and summer journals that I'm working on. Look at these. You can make confetti out of these and fill these into a windowed envelope. They're very, very small seahorses and crabs. Ooh, are these sharks? Yes, I could even put this in my into my dive journal. Oh my gosh. Okay, and these actually, well, these, I guess they'll puncture. Okay, so yeah, why don't we make some confetti for these? All right, so I actually found red, yellow, and blue paper in this paper pack. I think this will be perfect. And it's smaller in size too. So I'm actually gonna try and get all 3 die cuts and paper on the plate at once and send them right on through. We're gonna cut our squares so that they are large enough to go on the paper. Let's see. Make them a little bit larger than they need to be. Give us some wiggle room. All right. Alright, let's send it through. Oh, perfect. So we have the negative, which we could do something really cool with. And then, of course, these, which I will have to get out. I kind of messed up. This wasn't on perfectly. So we cut those off, but that's okay. We can deal with that. No worries. Okay, so this is a tool that came with my Cricut machine, and it usually works pretty darn well for getting these out. So I am just gonna punch these out, and then we will be on our way. Look how cute. Okay, so I have to share something with you real quick. The reason why these these punches caught my eye is because I have been dying to get into this book, this journal cover that I made, and finally bind in some pages and start working on my scuba dive adventure journal. And I was going to use this to log my dives, the information about them, pictures, things like that. And I have to share, this cover was made with spray paint. I spray painted just a box, and I thought, you know what? Those windows would be so cool if I backed something ocean related, because they kind of look like submarine windows. And then when I spray painted this, I was so upset because I think I spray painted way too close and I got all this bubbling, and I was like, wait, this is literally perfect. It literally looks like bubbles. And so I used the same technique. I sprayed way too close and then popped the bubbles as I went before the paint had time to dry, or before it was like totally dry, and then just stenciled over this. And I am absolutely thrilled, and I can't wait to dig into this. So when I saw these dies, I thought, oh my gosh, how perfect would these be to make some kind of piece of ephemera with. So I think I want to take a windowed envelope, and we are going to make some kind of piece of ephemera where you get like, I want to make like a shaker envelope. I think I've made this before, so I will link that video in the description box if I can find it. But I think that's what I want to do with you guys today. Okay, so I'm going to speed through this, and by that I mean I'm going to speed the video up because I want you to see what I do with this, but I also don't want this to be a super long video, and I want you guys to be able to see me make numerous projects with several different dies, because that was kind of the idea of this video. So I don't want to get so far sidetracked that you only get a couple of project ideas. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to speed the video up so you could see what I do with this in the process, and yeah. By the way, quick tip. So when you're going to put your paper on here, if you're like me, you're using mostly 8.5 by 11 cardstock, you're gonna have to cut your paper down. I like to keep a template that I use every craft session when I mass make these die cuts. So I just cut down the paper so that it's this size or smaller, that we don't have to keep measuring and cutting with, you know, with that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So I found some more ocean related die cuts in my stash, and I think these would be perfect to decorate the outside of this envelope. I want to finish decorating the outside, and then we're going to put our confetti pieces in. So this is going to be totally ocean nautical themed shaker envelope. Alrighty, so let's put down, I have some shells and some seaweed here. So I'm just going to put them all down, face down against the paper. Ooh, yep. Oh, look how detailed these are. I love these. And don't throw these away. You can use the negative, which would be this page right here. You can use them as stencils. You can cut around the silhouette and use it in a project. Alright, let's see. Just gotta punch this puppy out. Go ahead. It's being very stubborn. Okay, so I have to say, I have seen accident victims extricated from cars faster than I extricated this coral from this paper. But nevertheless, let's move on. Okay, so we have our I was so excited to get that undone. I forgot I wanted to get these out off camera too. I hate to feel like you guys are coming here and like wasting your time watching my channel. I try and cut things down the best I can. Oh, I don't know what I would do that without this thing. I don't know, what do you guys use at home? I feel like this is pretty effective. And usually once you get it started, you're fine. I think there just wasn't enough pressure. I should have pushed down on the plate, or maybe ran it through a separate time, or a second time rather. I feel like there's an art to this, and I don't quite have it down yet. Those are beautiful. Wow. Like, I see why people are all about the dies, because, so first of all, like I was saying earlier, you're not buying hordes of stamps and stuff that you're going to use up. You use them one time, right? And then that's it. So this has so much more longevity, and you get so much more for your money in the long run. But it also, I don't know, it looks spectacular, and it gives things depth. Maybe I'll run things through a second time from now on. Okay, so I also, off camera, I ran some of my other dies through. Let me show you these magnificent creatures. For these, I used blue vellum. I got a sea turtle, an octopus, a shark. Oh, the shark's definitely going. So I did a second batch with many of the same dies, and I ran it through the machine twice, and I have to tell you, that made a huge difference. Many of these just, you can pluck right off. Like, these fell off. I didn't even have to do anything to them, or fell out of the die. I think running it through the machine twice, I guess it depends on your dies, and those of you who've been doing this for a long time probably know better than me. You probably know your dies better and know the sandwich, so to speak, that you need to use to get them to work right, and you know how many times you need to run them through the machine. But like, for example, the last one, I probably would have been painstakingly pushing these out, and like, they popped right out. So I feel like putting it through twice is probably the magic number. Okay, so I have a little swatch of fabric here, and guys, nothing says nautical to me like corrugated cardboard. Is that the name for it? I think. So we are going to add some of this. I'm getting really excited about how this is going to turn out. And luckily I have a little bit of white paint on my desk. I think this will really make, let's get some splatters going. Ideally, I would really like it if we could splatter this, but I'm worried about splattering this with all this stuff all over my desk. But I love the weathered look that the white paint gives. Oh my gosh, this would make like an amazing fence. Why don't we rip it at an angle? Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Okay. All right. We'll make this like a fence. Okay. We're gonna have to do something else with that fence to make it obviously a fence, and I'm not sure what that's gonna be, so I'm gonna set this aside just for right now. I'm sure I have some more stuff in my stash. In fact, I think I might have a beach chair die sitting here. Wouldn't that be so adorable? I knew I had one. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Ooh, that's like a delicate little umbrella. Oh my gosh, that is gonna look so darling. So we're all glued down here. I want to be careful because of the wet paint. I have the back collaged with this brown paper. I know I'm going to want to do something else with this. I'm just not sure yet. Regardless, it doesn't affect putting the sequins in. So not sequins. The crabs and fish. Another consideration, I liked the front and the back of this paper. Obviously, since we're putting it in as confetti and we're going to shake it around, both sides are going to be visible. So make sure it's, like, ideally, I guess I would have found paper that was red on both sides or glued two pieces of red paper together. Just something to think about, but it'll do. All right, I'm gonna put, you know, a fair amount in there. Okay. Oops. Make sure they're not all stuck together. Oh, oh my gosh, this is cute. Okay, so let me give you a tip. So, first of all, you can glue this shut once you're done putting everything. If you want something else in here, like actually, for example, let me grab some blue confetti. I think that would be really, really cute if we put a little bit in. I think it will kind of look like bubbles. Let's do that. We want to be careful not to put too much in. So you can put multiple things in. Don't want to put in too much. So it kind of looks like water, like bubbles, I think. I think that's really cute. So if you want more ideas as to certain things that you can put in these shaker envelopes, like I said, I've linked that video in the description box. But what you want to do is, once you're done with this, if you want to glue this shut, put a thin bead of stream of glue right along the inside of the envelope. Maybe put a paper clip here, and then once you do that, don't pick it back up and shake it around, because once you do, all that confetti will get stuck in that glue. One of the other more kind of foolproof ways to do this is to sew this, then you don't have to worry about the glue. Also, if it's a really long envelope, I think the confetti tends to get stuck at the bottom. What you could do is sew around, like sew maybe there, and so the confetti can only go down to here. Or you could, you know, just sew right exactly along the window and then glue this, whatever you prefer. Okay, so I am all sewed up. I actually used pink thread because that's what I had in my machine, and I don't mind. I know it doesn't exactly fit the beach theme, but personally I love pink. I love the pink and blue together, so it doesn't faze me one bit. I will say with these shaker cards, if you have those like sticky raised things, the stickers that are sticky on one side and foam on the other, that you can get, that will kind of push this top paper up before you seal it, it can really like expand the window so that the confetti actually moves much better. Just a thought. I don't have any on me right now, so I didn't use them. But in the past, my shaker envelopes, I've been a lot happier with them when I've used that. Alright, so we have a shaker envelope ready to go, and I can't wait to use this in my dive adventure journal. By the way, I think I'm gonna actually leave this blank because I think sometimes I do glue these into the journal. You can use these as tuck spots or as a pocket. I think I'm gonna make this a removable, and I'm actually going to leave the back blank for journaling space and journal about a dive on this. Okay, project idea number 2. wait till you see this. Try not to cry. I got some Snoopy dies. I absolutely love Snoopy, and I've gotten into the habit of making memory books for my dog. Yes, I make him little scrapbooks. Look at that little tassel. Oh my gosh. We can do a flip through of this one day. I think all of you dog lovers will get this. Oh my gosh, look how handsome he is. All of you dog lovers will get this. You want to write down all the memories you have with your best friend, because you don't ever want to forget them. And when I saw, look, see, I love Snoopy. When I saw the Snoopy dies, I thought how perfect we can make some embellishments for his scrapbook. So if you have a dog out there, this is your project idea number 2, and hopefully some added inspiration to make some embellishments for their little memory book. So I just put my Snoopy die cuts on regular white paper, and I think I'm gonna doll one of them up with like colored pencil or whatnot. This one came by itself. This one came with all these other pieces. So I'm actually having a hard time figuring out what is what. Okay, his nose. Okay, we'll make that red. So I got some red paper, obviously. Okay, and then I think these are his hands. Here. And then, okay, then his eyes. I guess we'll make his eyes black. And then what is this? Like, is that his nose? That just looks really weird to me. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I'll have to think on that. And then it came with this too. What's this? I'm really confused. Maybe this is his body. Alright, I found some black magazine paper, so hopefully that works. But the size, it's like stingy, so hopefully we make it through okay. Okay, there we go, this little cutie pie. That I don't even know if this is his body, but we're gonna make it his body, because whatever. And we have hands, which is incredible. I think those are supposed to be hands. And yeah. Okay. So we can give him his little nose. Oops. To tell you, like, the die cuts though, like, they're confusing. I know when I ordered some Tim Holtz dies, they had a picture of them, and when you order these from AliExpress, there's a picture of the die online when you're ordering it, like a picture of whatever the die cut like makes, what you can make with it, like an example of a project, but there's nothing, like, they're all just empty metal, so you have to figure out what goes with what. And it's kind of, I mean, I guess when you're only paying $2 for sets of die cuts, you can't complain, but I think it does make it more challenging. Not bad, not bad. We definitely need to color in Snoop, but we have to give him a little bit of color. I think I'm gonna do that with some watercolors quick. Okay, so I was a little worried there that Snoopy was kind of strange looking without any of his coloring, but I just went around him with some black watercolor. I added a couple of spots, colored in his nails, went around his paws on this image, gave him a little collar, and much happier with how he looks now. Just a little bit of watercolor magic from somebody who absolutely cannot paint to save their life. So yeah, there you go. So let's find a paper. Like I said, if you guys are interested, I don't know if anyone is interested in a dog journal, because I don't know, I'm sure there's some of you dog lovers out there, but I don't know, that might be kind of a niche thing. We can definitely do a flip through. We'll call this the teaser. How about that? It probably would have been perfect there, but that's kind of full. Oh, see, I'm telling you, I love Snoopy. I feel like this is pretty much almost full. Okay, all right, why don't we, there's my boy, angry in his little raincoat. Why don't we have Snoopy come off? Oh, that's so darling. Let's do it. And he doesn't take up much room, so we'll still have plenty of room for journaling. So cute. I love this. Juxtaposed to happy Snoopy with my angry boy in his raincoat. Actually, he likes it. I think it makes him feel like safe and protected. He doesn't fight me too much. He just happened to have a woof look on his face. I thought it was funny. I hope you guys are doing well today. I wonder how many of you have die cutting machines and use them regularly. I feel like sometimes this is really tedious, and I think honestly it might be better to like just do like a mass make where you cut out all these dies with different colors and just get a whole stash of dies to pull from. That's usually what I do with my embellishments, and it's kind of how I like to make my journals. I like to have stuff at the ready. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do with these. And that way I have all my papers out and I don't have to I mean, obviously you'll have times where we want something very specific for a specific project, but I like crafting with having things at the ready and not having to pull out a machine every time I want something. I still have no idea what this little piece went to, but he seems like he needs a paw, so I'm gonna give him one. Why don't we just go to town making some manila folders that we can decorate? I'm thinking these would make great layered pockets in a journal. Alright, I finally pried these bad boys apart. Let's see. I don't know how many we're going to be able to get on one page. Man, I still have these things. They won't go away. Okay, I guess just 2 there. It did not quite make it. Well, there's a pretty obvious perforation, so I'm just gonna try cutting along where that perforation is. I spoke too soon. How perfect would these be to make specimen cards exactly? You don't have to measure anything. You don't have to... Oh my gosh, the wheels are turning. You could just... The same exact size specimen card. Boom. So, I mean, this doesn't bother me, and actually we could use this. We could make like a little like eyelet or something. Make like a little book in front. Oh my gosh, like a windowed book. Oh, okay. Write that down. Don't let me forget. I don't know what that means exactly, windowed book, but I feel like we could do something so cool with that. Alright, I need some more manila paper. It's probably only gonna be good enough for one. Why don't we use this for two? We'll put the same one through twice. Look at this. Okay, let's say this wasn't broke. I'm looking for washi tape. Washi tape fixes everything. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I just got so excited. Hold your horses. Let's fix this. I have to tell you. Oh my gosh. Prepare to be amazed. What if we made photo frames? You know, like the picture frames that, okay, that's a bad example. You don't want to fold it there. But what if we put this through the die cutter machine and used the negative and folded it, as long as it was perfectly straight on our paper, when we put it through the machine, it would look like this. And we folded it over. Oh my gosh. And it was like a picture thing. And we put a picture in the window and then had the frame open and have like a journaling spot. Oh my gosh. You guys are like, probably like, duh, that's so obvious. But like, I love those little picture things. What are they? I can't think of what they are. But like the picture frames that fold open. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside so I don't forget this idea. Okay, so my Home for a Bunny journal is definitely coming along. Thanks for asking. It is gonna be ready for a full flip through soon. But why don't we, I think just a basic page. Let's see. This is the biggest one. Maybe we need, are they all meant to go like this? I guess they're meant to go like that. I wish I had a different color here. I guess we could ink it though. It kind of goes along with the cream there, doesn't it? Let's ink these, and then that way people will be able to see that they're separate. All right. Let's see. We know that a pocket is going to get covered up, at least in part. This is really cool. I kind of know what all the rage is with the die cuts. I could never cut out pockets that look that straight. Never in a million years. The only thing is like when you stack all those pockets, you don't leave yourself much room to decorate. Maybe we'll have to decorate by putting things in the pockets that stick out. You know what? I'm gonna leave this, put this aside. I want to kind of lean into, look at these pretty roses, the red roses. What can we do to get some really pretty floral themes going? Do that. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm being a really bad crafter today. Terrible, terrible crafter. Okay, now let's paint some little happy flowers. And I don't know if you saw my whimsical watercolor doodles, but I am in love with these. Basically, you paint a very vague shape of what it is you want to paint, and then after it dries, you go back in with a black marker and add the details, or a black pen, pencil, whatever you have, and I think they look amazing. So that's my intention here. If you haven't done the ever watercolored and then doodled details over it, nothing looks all that special like when you just loosely watercolor something like this, but it looks magical once you go back in with your black pen. So don't fear if it doesn't look how you want it to look. I promise you it will look magical at the end. Trust the process. I will link the video above and in the description box. Alright, so we're pretty dry, and I'm just gonna come in and do some doodling, some random stuff, but I promise you, just keep it simple, don't overthink it, and you'll love the way these come out. So, what do you think? I'm gonna add some of our watercolor buttons I made, again, from the whimsical watercolor doodles. I've linked that in the description box, but really it's the same exact concept as we did here. So, yeah, so simple. And I really love this layout. I'm gonna stuff these pockets, probably make a couple of tags, maybe add a couple of things. I think it's pretty perfect as is. What if we add a little flower to the pocket? Ooh, I like that. So I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more. So guys, another simple layout in the books. I hope this video inspired you to, if you have some dies at home, get cracking. If not, hopefully this video helped you decide whether or not it'd be worth it for you. I gave you some examples of some possible projects, and hopefully it helped you decide whether or not a die cutting machine is something that you would want to invest your money in. So I hope you found some enjoyment in this. If you want to see more of Ink and Papyrus, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I can't wait to see you the next time.